Hello! Welcome back to Steve's Retirement Corner. Don't become overly conservative in retirement, especially the younger you are when you retire. And it holds true for your spending as well as your saving and investing. It's something that's going to give me and the wife a big battle, a constant battle in retirement. And I know for a fact we're overly conservative in my saving and investing, because I went off spending like I was going to spend these next 10 years pulling out of my 401, when in all actuality in another year and a half, next summer when I turn 59 and a half, I plan on rolling it into an IRA. That's going to save me a lot of money because it's going to lessen my burn rate, because what I need to pull is a lot less than the distribution I'm getting from my 401. But that distribution is baked in by a calculation they got. And it's going to save me on the taxes because I'm locked into mandatory 20% federal taxes right there. When in actuality, my effective tax rate, including state and federal, was only like 12%. So, I got room for error there. I wasn't thinking when I originally set my numbers down and looked at them. And I was just planning on going off that 401 distributions for the next 10 years instead of only 3 years. So I know for a fact we're a little bit more conservative than we need to be. But I don't know whether I'll change anything or not. Because the thing is retirement. Hopefully, retirement's a long-term game. Hopefully, after I decide to start taking Social Security, I got a few more years. So you gotta have the immediate future locked down. It prevents me from the sequence of returns risk in the first few years I'm retired. But then I also got to have some of my money working for me to account for them later years in retirement. I want my second half of retirement to be just as comfortable and enjoyable for us as the first half has been. So I'm kind of walking a thin line. You don't have that the older you get. Your time frame is less, so you got to get more conservative because of you got less time for your money to come back. Your future life expectancy isn't as great as mine should be. There's no guarantees, but in all actuality, I got a better chance at living 20 or 30 more years than somebody that's 80 or 85. So, it naturally over time you become more conservative just due to age. But to start out with, the way I see it, I shouldn't be as conservative as I am now. And it might change this coming year. Maybe, or it definitely would change when I get 59 and a half and roll into an IRA. Not much, but it will. And as far as the spending part of it, hey man, when you're facing the next 20 or 30 years without having a job and still trying to make out, it's unnerving. And in the years past, whenever I was laid off from a job, I didn't have a job, we always tended to lock down and just, freeze everything. In years past, it was something we had to do. You raising a family, you got a mortgage, you got bills out the wazoo. It's what you have to do. But fortunately now, it's not something that we have to do. But it's a hard thing to get out of, and we'll never get totally out of it. We'll learn to live with it and adjust, but that's it. But as much as I hate to see somebody stay longer than they have to, I really hate it when they go out and then they lock up and get a lot more conservative and don't take advantage of the real enjoyment of being retired. Retirement lifestyle can be great, but it takes a little bit of adjustment, and it takes takes constant effort, really. It really does. You know, because you have to adjust how you invest it. Are you too conservative for your age, or are you too aggressive for your age? You know, are you spending your money on what you enjoy doing? Are you not you go foregoing enjoyment because you're scared of running out? You know, it's like us, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you, we're probably the most boring people you'll ever see in your life. We don't do jack squat, Doc. The best time we had last year, my first year of retirement, for me, is when we went to the daggone county fair. I enjoyed county fair like you wouldn't believe, Doc. I enjoy looking at them old farm engines, implements and stuff. You know, I enjoy going over and seeing the animals. They had a longhorn steer up there this year. First one I'd ever seen in person. That thing was huge, Doc. I mean, he was huge. And the set of horns he had on him, man. You know, and then of course I like the cotton candy and the funnel cakes. I mean, we had a good evening. I mean, the little trips we took here and there, I mean, they were okay, but something simple like that, you know, that's pretty much who we are. I've said it before, this daggone backyard is my half acre of paradise. You know, I get more pleasure out of being out here in the backyard just knocking around. Whether I'm messing with the little garden and knocking around in the shed or just sitting here, you know, about anything I can think of. You know, so I mean, now don't get me wrong. Anytime I see somebody taking a cruise to Alaska or, you know, going over to visit the Great Wall or something like that, I think, man, that's pretty neat. I might like to try that. But when it comes down to it, it's not me, you know. I'm not interested enough to even put forth the effort to attempt it. So you know, it's just not worth it for me. But hey, man, that's what retirement's all about, doing it your way. That's why I always say you need to do it your way and forget what anybody else says. But it's a hard thing to do, man. It's like keeping up with the Joneses, you know. Sure, they might be able to buy them 2 flashy cars and have that $500,000 house, but you know, if it ain't you, if it ain't your lifestyle, don't do it. It'll just lead to nothing but misery for you. But I had to keep reminding myself that, hey, man, I bought the exact retirement I was wanting all my life. You know, laid back and low speed and low drag, just kind of hanging out. But you know, and the thing is as you get older, you either can't do the things you want to do because of health reasons or whatever, or you have no more desire to. You know, once you reach a certain age, I mean, a brand new pair of pants or a new car or whatever just don't thrill you like it used to. So you naturally get conservative as you get older. I hate to see anybody waste some early years being overly conservative, either in their spending or their investment, and not really taking advantage of what retirement life can be. But I don't know. Y'all take care. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk to y'all later.